Myself Dr. Inkesh Mittal, professor in EC department. Today I will teach you about some fundamental topics of operating system, and my lecture is totally based on the fundamental of operating system. So coming to the PPT, first of all I will share that what is an operating system. As we know that operating system is a midway between hardware and the user. Computer system is hardware plus software, we know, as we all are using computer system such as mobile phone, such as our laptop. In our mobile phone we have hardware, we have RAM, we have CPU, we have processor. So the software is the software that installed on the hardware is a layer where we can say there is user application, or we can say user application may be called as application software. So what is operating system? Now operating system is a software that will be acting as an intermediary between the user and the computer hardware. And we can say there are many goals, because we all are now totally computer dependent. There are many fields coming up, but without these computer, without these mobile phone, we are not able to, even we can not able to walk. So there are goals of operating system. We can say operating system can solve our problem very easily. It is very convenient to use, and we can use the computer hardware in an efficient manner with the help of operating system. So before going further, first of all, we should understand that what are the different parts or structure in operating system, or we can say structure in a computer system, because as we know that there is computer hardware, this is computer hardware, and above this computer hardware we have operating system. Operating system can be of any type. We can understand this with the help of an example. Suppose operating system may be a Windows operating system, maybe a Unix operating system, maybe a Linux operating system, and very easily to understand that in our mobile we have Android operating system, and in iOS we have Apple Android system. There are many types of Android system in the market, but the thing is that the comfortable, or we can say the operating system that is user friendly is more useful. If operating system is user friendly, then we can say that operating system is much more connected with the user, and user can understand what they want to run, any application, any user application, any useful task, calculation. There are many applications. Now coming back to again the computer structure. So in this diagram we have computer hardware, which can be, now what is computer hardware? Computer hardware can be processor, can be RAM, can be mouse, can be keyboard, CPU, cabinet. There are many other motherboard, there are many other computer hardware. We have BIOS. So this computer hardware is the main part, we can say. Then on this computer hardware we have a layer of operating system. This operating system is a software that helps these hardware to run with the help of this software. We can say that it is an interface between the user and the hardware. So above this operating system, what we have? We have system and application program, because these operating system are software that are useful to run this hardware. So hardware, as I have already told, that it may be a CPU, it may be motherboard, it may be RAM. So there are many drivers also involved with this operating system. So to run this hardware we have this software. Then this software include this system and application program. System and application program means there are system files also, and there are application programs also. Application programs means, suppose I am using Microsoft PPT here, you can also use Microsoft Word, you can use other software also, you can run games, you can run videos. All these requires some sort of interface that operating system will act as an interface. So application program, above this application program we have compiler, assembler, text editor and many other things, database, and above this there is a user. So user is interacting with this hardware with the help of operating system for using these application programs, and these application program can be of many types according to our requirement. Okay, coming further, now if we install a new hardware device in this system, in this hardware, or if we want to install a new hardware, suppose I want to change the hard disk, because at present what we are using SSDs. We are not using older traditional hard disk HDD type. Now we are installing SSD. Now these SSD require, what they require? They require some sort of software that can interact with that operating system that is already there in the disk. So that required a driver to run that SSD. As well as if we install some sort of gaming mouse or any other application, then all application hardware requires some sort of driver. Without driver we are not able to interact with this user application as well as the hardware. Okay, now coming further about viewpoints of operating system. Now viewpoints of operating system means how a user or how a system can view operating system, means how they can decide that what are the things involved in the operating system. So we have two types of user view, two types of viewpoint. One is user view and other one is system view. Now user view is that from the side of the user, when we are looking towards the operating system, then what we can see? We can see application program. If I see from the side of system view, what we can see? We can see the hardware, and above that hardware there is a layer of software. Okay, so this is the view of the operating system. Also there are many application of operating system. One of them is that operating system works as a resource allocator, or we can also say that operating system is a control program. It is a control program, means it controls each and everything, application software, each and everything. We can say it is a resource allocator. How we can say it is a resource allocator? Because it is providing resources to the user. Now what are these resources? These resources are these application program, and if this operating system provide these resources in an efficient manner, then we can say that throughput or the operating system is very useful to us. Then we have the main part of the system is, we know, CPU, Central Processing Unit. CPU is very much useful everywhere in every hardware. If we are using mobile phone, then we have CPU of Android in Android operating system we have CPU of Snapdragon, like Snapdragon, MediaTek. So if I am talking about laptop or computer, then we have CPU, that is Central Processing Unit. Now as we know that this is the brain of the computer. CPU helps in all calculation, or we can say CPU is the brain of the computer, because every task will be done with the help of this CPU only. Then coming to the next part of this hardware, that is RAM. RAM is random access memory. Now what is random access memory? As we know that RAM is a part of memory. We have primary memory, we have secondary memory. So RAM is, what is the purpose of the RAM? RAM is generally used for the purpose of the address spaces. As in the current era, we are much hungry about the RAM, because as we purchase a new mobile phone, what we see that the RAM of the mobile phone or laptop must be more, because RAM help us to work our complex task in an easy manner. We can multitask at the same time if we have more maximum number of RAM. Suppose I am running MATLAB on my system, then it requires minimum 8 GB of RAM. And suppose the new version requires 16 GB of RAM. So what does this indicate? This indicate if I want to run these modules, and these modules are very complex, they have multitasking ability, so they want more and more address. So more and more RAM, more and more multitasking, and we can have more and more address spaces. So there will be no issue during running of that hardware. Now coming next,